Jared, thank you. School starts up next week for some districts now, which means we could see a spread of illness across campuses, but there is a way to protect your child and others, and Dr. Landon Combs is here to talk about back to school shots. Now, welcome in.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Well, it's good to be talking, about such an important topic. I know it's not good for the kids at home who are like, wait, school's next week? I had no idea it's coming up that fast.
Exactly.
Well, back to school shots, this is something that we always touch on every single year. Normally, what are they? I know it differs based on the child's age.
It does differ based on the child's age. We usually start vaccines at 2 months of age because we want to make sure children are vaccinated against diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, pneumococcal infections, measles, mumps, rubella, polio, and chickenpox. These are illnesses which, if you get them, can cause serious complications and sometimes can even lead to death, even if you are a normal, healthy child. There's many children every year who are not immunocompromised who get these illnesses and have significant side effects or pass away from them.
And a lot of schools do require that those vaccinations be submitted before the school year even starts. So I can imagine this has been a busy time for you, but it's not over. There's still time for people ahead of classes, right?
Absolutely. We usually end up finishing our vaccine series for kindergarten at the 4-year-old visit to make sure they're ready for kindergarten, but also protects them in pre-K when they're starting to get into those more learning situations.
Well, aside from these required vaccinations, we'll talk about one of the most popular ones, the flu shot. It's not flu season, but let me tell you, I had it this year. It was terrible. And once we get into the classroom, people aren't washing their hands. There's a lot of germs, a lot of people in the classroom, and a lot of spread.
Yes. And flu vaccine's very good. A lot of people think they will get flu from the vaccine. It's a killed virus, so you will not get the influenza infection from the vaccine. However, because your body's making your immune response to it, you will have the same type of symptoms as you have the flu. They won't be as severe, so you can have some muscle ache, joint pain, fever associated with that, but that's because your body's recognized the flu virus as something foreign and it's mounting an immune response, so you will have less of a chance to get it. And if you do get flu, even after you've been vaccinated, it's less. You aren't as sick as if you do get it. We've had several children that one member of the family got it, one didn't. The child that got it may have had a temperature up to 100 degrees for a couple of days, felt a little bad. A parent or another child that decided not to get it had 104-degree fevers, was sick for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was out 5 days. You guys remember, not a fun time. You want to get that shot. Well, I don't care what age you are, shots, not a fun topic. Is there a way to kind of help the younger kids prepare for that?
I always recommend being honest. Honesty is always, to me, the best policy. I realize vaccines are not fun. Needles are not fun. Getting something stuck inside of you is not fun. Sometimes coming to the doctor is not fun because you think everything bad happens when you come to the doctor's office. But it's much better, a little bit of discomfort's much better than getting the illness. Ending up, some of these can cause you to be hospitalized, end up on a ventilator, leave you with lifelong complications, or you can end up passing away from them. So a little bit of discomfort's much better than being in the hospital and having all sorts of other needles stuck into you and being there for several weeks.
Yeah, no, it's a very important topic. And we touched a lot on kids shots, but you think once you graduate, you're done with all your shots? You're not.
No. As you get older, we usually do our first tetanus shot, the TDAP, the Tdap, when you're 16, or no, when you're 11. And then it's every 10 years after that. So every 10 years you're due for a tetanus booster to make sure, because your immunity will wane with that. And to make sure you're protected against that, it also has a little bit of pertussis and a little diphtheria in it, because those wane too, and it's very easy if you've been vaccinated in the past to be a carrier and pass on to little children who can get significantly ill from it, end up in the hospital intensive care units on ventilators because they've not been able to be immunized yet. So that's why there's a big recommendation, if you've not had that and you're a grandparent, or a parent who hasn't had one, to make sure you're immunized before your child comes home to protect that baby until they can start their immunization series. There's also the shingles vaccine, which is highly recommended if you don't want shingles and if you've had chicken pox. I'm in the midst of getting that series now. There's also the pneumococcal vaccine, and as we said, the tetanus booster on a regular basis.
There is a lot out there. Well, a lot of great information. Thank you so much. If you have any questions about the shot series that you may need, or what's up for you, what's out of date, speak to your doctor. We'll be right back after the break.